Just imagine a year where the Earth itself declares war on humanity. Earthquakes swallowing cities whole, wildfires destroying iconic landmarks, and hurricanes unleashing biblical floods that drown entire regions. What if I told you that one single year was powerful enough to shake the entire planet? And what if I told you that the Earth itself seemed angry not at one nation, or not just at one city, but at humanity as a whole? Shockingly, the Earth cracked open beneath cities. Oceans swallowed coastlines. Mountains collapsed without warning. Storms erased homes in minutes. More than 10,000 lives lost. Over 300 million people affected. Economic damage crossing hundreds of billions of dollars. And the most terrifying part is that many of these disasters struck without warning. They say the Earth is a living or breathing entity, but in 2016, it felt like the planet was screaming. Today, we are going to open Disaster Diaries of 2016, a year when nature reminded us of a brutal truth. No technology, no borders, and no power can stop the Earth when it decides to move. This is not just history, this is a warning for all of us. 2016 wasn't just a year of disasters, but it was the planet's most savage wake-up call, claiming thousands of lives and billions in damage. Today, we are diving into the chaos that shook our planet to its core, from blizzards that buried cities to quakes that toppled empires. This is the story of survival, loss, and the raw power of Mother Nature. Welcome to the unthinkable natural disasters of 2016. 2016 Disaster Diaries and Earth Stories. If you think you have seen it all, then think again, because 2016 rewrote the rules. Let's begin now. You will be shocked to know that 2016 marked itself into history as one of the deadliest years for natural disasters, with over 15 U.S. events alone topping $1 billion each, totaling $46 billion in damages and 138 lives lost stateside. And globally, earthquakes rocked 4 continents. Wildfires scorched Canada and the U.S., and Hurricane Matthew became a Category 5 monster. We will relive these catastrophes through eyewitness tales, shocking stats, and lessons that still haunt us. Moreover, 2016 was officially recorded as one of the hottest years in human history, especially the August 2016, according to NASA and NOAA. Global temperatures were 1.2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Oceans were warmer. Atmospheric pressure systems became unstable. That year alone recorded over 385 natural disasters globally: massive earthquakes, deadly floods, record-breaking heat waves, unprecedented wildfires, and powerful tropical cyclones. Kicking off 2016 was like a frozen freight train as Winter Storm Jonas slammed the U.S. East Coast on January 22nd to 24th, dumping up to 42 inches of snow in Glengarry, West Virginia, the highest single storm total ever recorded there. Baltimore got 29 inches, Philadelphia 22, and New York City shut down completely, with more than 150,000 flights canceled and 100 million people under blizzard warnings. This beast wasn't just snow, but it was a killer. Winds gusted to 60 miles per hour, snapping power lines and leaving 1.8 million without electricity. At least 49 died from car crashes, hypothermia, and heart attacks in that time. Eyewitness Maria from D.C. recalled, "It was like the world turned white overnight. Cars buried to their roofs, and the streets were silent tombs." Expected damage hit $500 million to $3 billion, proving even modern cities can crumble under nature's wrath. What made Jonas unthinkable? Well, as per the reports, climate patterns funneled Arctic air into a bomb cyclone, supercharged by record ocean warmth. And in result, snowfall records shattered in 13 cities, even visible from space. Now, as the snow melted, the Earth trembled. February 6th, Taiwan was hit by a 6.4 magnitude earthquake, and its epicenter was just 17 miles northeast of Pingtung City. It struck at dawn by catching thousands in their sleep. The Weiguan Golden Dragon high-rise crumpled like a house of cards, trapping residents in twisted metal and concrete. Rescue teams worked there for days, pulling out survivors amid aftershocks. And the toll? Well, you would be shocked to know that 117 lives were lost, hundreds injured, and a city scarred. what made this unthinkable? Actually, the quake exposed shoddy construction, cans filled with oil used as fillers and beams, and a deadly shortcut that turned a building into a tomb. Taiwan, no stranger to tremors, learned a harsh lesson in resilience, but the pain echoed globally. On April 16, 2016, the ground beneath Ecuador snapped. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck near the coastal town of Pedernales. Sadly, in less than 60 seconds, entire neighborhoods collapsed. Hospitals were destroyed, highways split open, power and communication vanished. More than 676 people lost their lives. Over 28,000 were injured badly, and the loss was estimated to be more than $3 billion in damages. On April 16, 2016, the ground beneath Ecuador snapped. A 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck near the coastal town of Pedernales. Sadly, in less than 60 seconds, entire neighborhoods collapsed, hospitals were destroyed, highways split open, power and communication vanished. More than 600 survivors for days, sometimes guided only by faint cries for help. One survivor said that, "The earth roared, we couldn't run. We could only pray." And the unique horror was that the quake triggered landslides that blocked roads, delaying aid and turning rescue into a race against time. Ecuador's spirit was back through international help poured in, but the scars ran deep, and a reminder that even paradise can shatter. Now, fast forward to May, when Canada's Alberta province ignited in the costliest wildfire in its history. The Fort McMurray blaze, sparked May 1st, exploded to 1.5 million acres, forcing 88,000 to move, which was the largest wildfire evacuation ever. Flames hit 100 feet high, leaping the Athabasca River like a living demon. Moreover, billions evaporated, as 9.9 billion Canadian dollars in insured losses alone, with 2,400 homes torched and ripped away. Firefighters battled 24/7 amid 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit, but gusts up to 30 miles per hour turned it into a firestorm. Survivor Tom said to a news agency that, "We drove through walls of flame where tires were melting on the highway. It felt apocalyptic and like a doomsday. 2 died indirectly and thousands displaced for months." You will be surprised to know that it was visible from space, pumping more CO2 than Canada's annual output. Then on May 16th, Japan's Kumamoto quakes, a 6.2 foreshock followed by 7.0 main shock, which claimed 273 lives, mostly from collapses. Magnitude 7.0 shook the island, and magnitude 6.5 aftershock the next day. Over 44,000 homes destroyed and approximately $30 billion in damage. The earth roared like a beast. Walls were folding like paper. Deaths reached 50, but the unthinkable part? It displaced thousands of people, and landslides buried highways, isolating communities. Japan's tech-savvy response and earthquake early warning saved lives, but it highlighted how even prepared nations can be humbled. Then, El Niño strikes Asian and African states, where floods, droughts, and chaos occurred. 2016 was the peak year of a super El Niño, one of the strongest ever recorded. This climate phenomenon caused global imbalance. Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and China experienced massive flooding. Millions displaced, crops destroyed, and huge losses were counted. Africa faced severe food shortages, and over 60 million people were affected. Even famine warnings were issued by the United Nations. You will be shocked to know that India crossed 51 degrees Celsius, 124 degrees Fahrenheit, temperature. Thousands died due to heat-related illnesses. Nature wasn't attacking randomly, but it was systematically testing human survival limits. In 2016, although the whole year was disastrous, but sadly, August struck twice. First, central Italy quaked on the 24th with a 6.2 magnitude tremor leveling Amatrice and nearby villages. Medieval stones crumbled, burying 299 souls under rubble. Aftershocks in October amplified the terror with 2 more quakes, displacing thousands. And the unique fact is that the quakes ruptured the Apennine faults, reshaping the landscape and unearthing buried history amid the devastation. Then, in the U.S., Louisiana drowned in historic floods from August 12th to 14th. Over 30 inches of rain in 72 hours. 6 rivers shattering records, forcing 30,000 evacuations and claiming 13 lives. Expected damages hit $10 billion. October's hurricane. Matthew roared as the first Category 5 Atlantic storm since 2007, peaking at 165 miles per hour winds. Isn't it horrible? Yes, you heard it right. Haiti bore the brunt to 700 plus dead and some say 1,000 plus. 1.5 million homeless from 40 inches of rain. Mudslides buried villages and above all, cholera surged. U.S. East Coast next faced more than 49 deaths and more than $15 billion damage. Florida evacuated 1.5 million, and Matthew skimmed with 120 miles per hour gusts while flooding McClellanville and SC under 12-foot surge. Winds hit 68 miles per hour in Virginia. It was the deadliest Atlantic hurricane since 2005 Katrina. Warm oceans raised to 88 degrees Fahrenheit, which supercharged it 30% stronger. Matthew later hit Cuba, the Bahamas, and southeastern United States, leaving destruction across borders. On November 14, 2016, New Zealand's South Island ruptured with a 7.8 magnitude quake, with triggering tsunamis up to 7 feet high. 2 deaths but billions in reconstruction as 6 faults snapped, uplifting seabeds and stranding marine life. You will not believe, but it felt like the end times. Cows trapped on uplifted islands and roads cleaved apart. Just days later, on the 21st, a 6.9 quake off Fukushima, Japan, evoked 2011 fears but minimal damage this time. The month ended in smoke. Tennessee's Gatlinburg wildfires, starting November 28th, torched 1,600 structures amid drought and winds killing 14. The Great Smoky Mountains turned infernal, evacuating thousands. Power lines sparked chaos, but community rebuilt stronger. December closed with Indonesia's 6.5 magnitude quake, killing over 100, and Aceh collapsing mosques and homes. Shallow depth amplified destruction. Multiple powerful earthquakes in 2016 triggered tsunami alerts across Japan, Indonesia, and Pacific Islands. While large-scale tsunamis were avoided, the fear itself showed how thin the line between survival and catastrophe really is. In the end, all we can say is that 2016 wasn't just full of disasters, but in fact, it was a wake-up call for all of us. From El Niño's floods to drought-fueled fires, our planet showed its power, affecting 564 million and costing fortunes. Yet, humanity resilience was seen where neighbors saving neighbors and nations aiding nations. Behind every statistic, there was a child without parents, a family without shelter, and sadly, a future rewritten overnight. Lives were changed and everything was gone. According to the United Nations, over 102 million people required humanitarian aid in 2016, which is shocking. Climate-related disasters accounted for 90% of emergencies. This wasn't coincidence. Already, scientists warn that these events are signals, not surprises. 2016 didn't just bring disasters, it delivered lessons. The planet is warming, weather is becoming extreme. Disasters are becoming faster and deadlier. But even when Earth shook, humanity stood back up with the will and power of resilience. And in the coming days, we will have to be more prepared and vigilant, along with options to rediscover the nature and do whatever it takes to make Earth a better place. It's time to wake up before it's too late. Indeed, 2016's disasters remind us that Earth doesn't negotiate. The disasters of 2016 were unthinkable, but they were real. And they were not the end of the story. They were the beginning of a warning. If we listen, then we can prepare, we can protect, and we can survive too. Nature's power is terrifying, but staying informed is our best defense. 2016 changed the way we look at climate and geology forever. Don't forget to comment below which shocked you most. Drop your survival story as well if you face such. Smash like. Subscribe for more disaster diaries. Respect the Earth and remember to stay vigilant as nature's not done. See you in the next Earth story.